Welcome back to the channel, guys, and thank you for joining me again. Now, today's episode is going to be slightly different than our usual. At the moment, we're building our Defender 90 TD5 project, and it's all going well. I'm currently waiting for some parts to arrive, and basically we're going to start on a... Oh, actually, I won't tell you. But the next episode is going to be really cool and really interesting. It's going to be kind of an interior transformation, but stay tuned, keep watching that one. But I wanted to address something that basically I keep reading in the comments. And I'm thankful for all you guys commenting, by the way. I do read most of them. It's hard to reply to some of them. A lot of people are interested in my my yellow Land Rover Discovery 1. And I've never spoken a word about it on the channel. And I've had this thing going on 10 years now. And it's one of those things, every morning I pull up. It makes me sad, to be honest. Because it's been off the road now for about it's probably going on 6 years now. And it didn't always look like this. And it's a bit of a shame that it does now look like this. I'll tell you what, I haven't started this thing in at least a year and a half. It just hasn't, I haven't opened it, I haven't done anything. I bought a brand new battery for it. And I've just consistently wasted money on this thing. And I'll tell you what, let's start it and take it into the field and just get a good look around it, and I'll explain more about it. And let's see if it starts. I mean, should do.
Oh my God.
The battery's completely dead, which is obvious. And the only way I can think to actually get this thing started is by pulling across our green TD5 and leaving it on the jump cables, and fingers crossed it will at least turn over and maybe even run. So I'll grab the jump cables, pull this one out, and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, so behind me in this very, very beautiful scenic setting is my 1998 Land Rover Discovery 1. It's a 300 TDI and it's one of the last of them. 1999 is when the TD5, the very early Discovery 2s came out, and I don't even know where to begin with this one. I bought it and it was a really, really nice example. I got kind of stiffed over actually when I first went to go and get it. The guy was a Land Rover mechanic, like for himself or something, and he bodged up a little bit of it. But basically the story is, I saw it on Auto Trader, I think it was Auto Trader, and it would have been 2009 or 10 or something like that. And it used to be, I kind of wish I didn't really do anything with it now, but it used to be like an off-white. It was slightly cream. And it had boost alloys, and it had full Porsche main dealer service history. And that was weird, but basically it was owned by quite a wealthy family, so I'm led to understand. And they had a Porsche as well, and they liked the mechanics, so they took this one from new to Porsche main dealer, and so it literally, the paperwork that I got with this car, I genuinely have a box of home, including that I've added to it, including stuff like wiper blades. I've kept every single receipt for this one behind me, and the paperwork is like nothing I've ever seen before. I must have about a stack like that of everything, and this is kind of why it's such a sore spot for me, because it used to be so mint, and it was really lovely. It was an amazing condition Discovery 1. When I got it home, I poked the rear arch with a screwdriver, and the guy had siliconed it up, so it needed a bit of welding. So I got it welded up, I got it sorted, and then I took it off roading, and that's where it all went downhill, to be honest. By the way, it's running with the jump pack on because the battery's so dead, the fuel solenoid switches off unless I give it 12 volts, so that's why that's on there, and that's why I'm having to leave it running. So yeah, I took it off road and kind of got the bug for it a little bit. I think I lifted it 2 inches within a year, just a cheap basic 2-inch lift kit, and then I got some kind of off-road tyres for it. I took it off-roading, and I think it was the 2nd or 3rd outing, and genuinely this is how little use it got off-road. So the 2nd or 3rd outing, there was a big mud pit at this place. I think it was called Slindon, and that place is a car killer. If you go there and you go and attack like you've got white route switches, you don't have to ruin your car, you've got winch pits and you've got red routes. Where do you think that went? Yeah, idiot really, because it was a really nice condition one, and I sunk it in this mud hole, and I ended up having to, I think all my friends were shouting, give it some commitment. So I was booting the hell out of it, trying to get out of this mud pit, and it was like clay and everything, and it didn't have the right tyres for it. It didn't really have the right setup of anything. I literally just had a 2-inch lift and some wheels and tyres, and it just destroyed the car basically. What I remember is that the clutch burnt out, the head gasket went, I shattered the flywheel, the water line, by the way, was up to the swage line. The water came up to about here, and you can imagine what that did to the interior. My feet were underwater, I was wearing wellies, it was coming over the wellies, all the relays were wet, all the carpets, everything was totally ruined. The axles were underwater, everything, the front bumper, everything was ruined on the car, and I had to get it dragged out and recovered home. In the small print of my recovery agents, it said that if you've been on a track day or you've been off-roading, we won't pick you up. So when I spoke to the very friendly operator, they said, have you been off-roading? Of course I said, no, I haven't. So that was stupid. But basically we dragged it to a BP station where they had one of those coin-operated washes. I had £7 in my pocket and in the car, and I put every single pound in the machine, and I started pressure washing everything of the car, and it just did absolutely nothing. There was so much mud over the axles and everything. By the time I'd wasted 7 minutes and £7, the whole of the BP forecourt was covered in mud. The car looked absolutely no different. I was like focusing on the axles for a bit, trying to get the body, and it just even more obvious that I'd been off-roading. And luckily the guy, when he picked it up, he was super cool with it. He was just like, you've been off-roading, haven't you? And obviously we all just said yes, and he just said, put it on. We got straight back to my parents' house, and at the time, basically I just stuffed on the drive and I left it, and it stayed that way for 2 years. When I finally came back to it with a bit of money, the whole body was rotten. The inner wing was completely rotten out. The boot floor was completely gone. Not even the boot floor as well. The side tubs, the back valance, the chassis spring hanger, the B pillars. Sorry, the bottom of the B pillar. The exhaust was rotten through. It was leaking out the rear main oil, so the clutch needed doing. I took the engine out to do the clutch on my parents' drive. It was just, I did so much work on this thing. And then about 2 years ago, I rebuilt the axles, gave it a full brake caliper change, rebuilt everything, and basically gave it a new suspension kit, and basically built it into a 4-inch lift. And then I bought these wheels and tyres, and that kind of takes us to where we are now. It's still, unfortunately, in its kind of wrecked state from when on off-roading. The interior is just missing, but no, basically now. All the carpets, all the trims, everything was so wet inside that it just had to go in the bin. There was no salvaging any of it, and unfortunately with the Discovery 1, you can't buy that stuff anymore. Defenders, you can get whatever you want. Discovery 1, I really, really wish, part of me, that I just kind of didn't take this thing off-roading. As cool as it looks as it is now, I do love the look of it, but I can't use it. And that kills me. Where I'm at now with it is every time I feel like I look at it, it needs like £2,000 thrown at it almost every time. To clear these, so these are 37-inch Maxxis Trepadors, and to actually clear these, I'd need to completely redo the suspension. The suspension is on now. The props aren't wide enough. The back prop has to be converted to a Defender prop and then have a complete, extreme double carbon prop fitted to be able to actually roll properly and run properly. I've got a 4-inch suspension kit on this, which is 2-inch springs, 2-inch spacers, and then I've got 6-degree front arms, extreme cranked rears. But ideally, to clear these wheels and tyres, on a Defender, you'd need a 5-inch lift, or probably a 4 or 3. You probably get away with it, to be honest, with Defenders. However, on this, it's the Maxxis wheels catch the arches so much that I can't even do can turn a little bit, but it just rips the wing away and hits all the wings. So I either go up, or I get the grinder out and just cut the hell out of the arches and go for it with the angle grinder. And unfortunately, we've ruined it already now. So I either kind of go all out on it and just start cutting everything and fit Defender arches, which is probably a good idea. I always intended to respray the roof black, but now I don't really know what to do with it. I was going to do the interior in like a bed liner, and now I'm kind of in the mindset, and it absolutely kills me to say it, but I don't know whether I should just get rid of it and basically if I was to take the wheels, tyres, suspension off of that, and put them onto my red Defender, and then maybe paint my red Defender that colour, then we'd have the essence of what this thing was supposed to be, on a good base, even though the red one needs a chassis. But it kills me because the amount of memories that I've had with this car, and but I don't know, maybe I've just had my day with it. Sometimes you just had your time with the car, and I made mistakes on this car, and even if I spent loads of money to get it to exactly where it needs to be, I don't know if my time has just passed with it emotionally. I don't know if I'm just done with the car. I'm still really keen on the way it looks, and I worked so hard to try and, that grille alone, that Saudi grille, that's a genuine Saudi grille, and they are just impossible to find. That took me 5 years just to find that grille, and it cost me the best part, I don't know how you know. Do you know what? I think it was like 150 quid or something. But I know that they're super rare, and it's a genuine one for the Saudi Arabian market, which is a hot climate grill. And I absolutely love it, and I thought it was really, really cool. The front bumper, I thought it was just the best of. I hate winch bumpers when they're just like the tubular out here kind of look. It looked a bit too much, and I really liked that. It kind of looked a bit standard, but it gave room for a winch. And although I've got a winch for it, I couldn't bring myself to chop the grill away to fit the winch. So it kind of stayed without a winch. It's missing the hockey stick, so the indicators are loose. It's got Discovery 2 facelift headlights in. The interior is where it is just completely, it all goes wrong. I like the look of the exterior. It needs some rock sliders or something. I've got a really nice back bumper for it. It's not bolted on. I've got one light guard on there, the other one's in the boot. We resprayed it literally on the farm up here, and it was just a complete beer in hand job, and it's nothing, it's not concours at all, but the car is just a mess. So we just got the spray gun out and basically painted it on the farm, and because it had all the corrosion all over it from when we took it off-roading, but for the most part it's structurally sound. The chassis is now good, everything's welded up, but it's got some dents. I'd like to do the roof gloss black. If I was to keep this car, then I would need to do so much work to be able to run this, with this setup. You can see how close that rear door is to the rear tyre. If that's a flex at all, that door or the tyre, probably the tyre is going to pop or something. To run these wheels and tyres, ideally, I'd like to have strengthened axle shafts and half shafts and heavy duty CVs. It would absolutely kill me to send it away, but at the same time, is it time to grow up? So guys, to be honest, I'm looking for ideas, and to be honest, I probably need your guys' help and assistance. I don't really know what to do with it. I've kept hold of it for so long because it actually holds sentimental value. I don't know if it's because I'm hoarding it and I'm just keeping it because I can't let go, or if it means something to me. I kind of feel like it does mean something to me, but equally it's not like anyone died in the car or something like that. It's just, I don't know, it's my first Land Rover, if that makes any sense at all. And I don't know what I should do. And I need your guys' help basically, and tell me what to do with it, because, and I don't just need to say, oh, I'll keep it because it's cool. Kind of think about it as well, because I don't know. I mean, it's like I don't really know how to explain this, but it's almost like emotionally I may have expired on this car. What the hell does that mean? I'm completely stuck what to do with it. I do love the car equally. Maybe it's time just to get rid of it and fund another build, another project, something crazy, something cool. I mean, this has got a 300 TDI engine, and it's just an old snail. It's just so slow, and maybe I should get rid of it. I'm almost leaning towards getting rid of it, but when that day comes, that would be a real horrific experience for me, letting it go. When it was driving away, if it was driving away, wow, I'd be running after the car. The idea to have it looking like this was basically to have it as a tow and show car. So initially my plans for this was to have this huge monster truck, Discovery 1, which is my first Land Rover, and it would have branding all over the side of it. I'd take it to off-road days, I'd smash it up. It was good kind of exposure and content for Juice. And just basically, yeah, use it like a Land Rover should, you know, and really take it off-roading and just have some fun with it, basically. And it'd be good like that. And then I was also going to use it to trailer new, haul new builds across and stuff like that. However, on 37s, it's probably a stupid decision to do that. And you'd want something trailering this to the off-roading. I'm literally on the fence. I either sell it and I put the money, or I strip it for bits, put some smaller wheels and tyres on it, get rid of the car, and I put those wheels and tyres on my other Land Rover Defenders, and maybe make a big build out of one of them, because Defenders are more versatile, or I put some money and time into this and just get this thing done, and maybe then sell it, or just keep it because this is where Juice started, basically. And for that reason, I'm out. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just rambling on here. So, yeah, drop a comment, basically. Tell me what I should do with the car. Do I just get rid of the car, some other crazy build, or do I strip it, take the bits off of it and put that into Defender, or do I just start a new chapter on this car and really go for it? I don't... Okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this mini episode of me rambling on about my Land Rover Discovery 1. Please do drop a comment and tell me what I should do with the car and your reasons why, essentially. And if you've got any cool ideas, then this is the place to share it, basically. But don't forget to follow me on Instagram, which is @JuiceMotors. And don't forget to subscribe, because obviously the green 90, we got the blue, we got lots of stuff happening very soon. So there's going to be some really cool stuff coming to this channel. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. And I'll catch you guys next week, and we'll have some more fun. See you guys next time.